Task number 4, bind shells, is part of the shells overview. Room, which is part of the cybersecurity 101 module on Try Hack Me. So what is a bind shell? We just did in the last video what's a reverse shell, right? Just go check what's a reverse shell, the most common used one type of shell, right? Now, today we go for a bind shell. As the name indicates, a bind shell will bind a port on the compromised system and listen for a connection. When this connection occurs, it exposes the shell session so that the attacker can execute commands remotely. This method can be used when the compromised target does not allow outgoing connections. So in the last one, in the reverse shell, we connected from the target machine. Here in the bind shell, the target machine does not allow outgoing connections. We cannot open a port on that, but it tends to be less popular since it needs to remain active and listen for connections, which can lead to detection. How bind shell work? Setting up the bind shell on the target. Here we see again a command that will create a bind shell. Here is the command explain, semicolon, right? Like in the last one. We have multiple commands in here, right? The first part removes any existing name pipes. Basically, it's almost like in the reverse shell. Removes every pipe file located at temporary F. This ensures that the script can create a new name pipe without conflict. This command creates a name pipe or FIFO at temporary F. Name pipes allow the two-way connection between processes. In this context, it acts as conduit for input and output. Then we cat the temporary F, right? We read the data. The next one outputs the cat pipe to shell instance, which is bash, allows the attacker to execute commands interactively. This part redirects standard error to standard output, ensuring error messages are returned to the attacker. The next one starts netcat in listen mode on all interfaces on port 8080. The shell will expose to the attacker once they connect to this port. And the last part, this final part, sends the command output back to the name pipe, allowing for bidirectional communication. And here you can see, here basically demonstrates from the attack machine. You just push this command, and on our machine, we open netcat on listening port 8080. Attackers connects to the bind shell, netcat and V disable DNS resolution, allowing netcat to operate faster and avoid unnecessary lookups, and verbose mode, right? Target, basically the IP of the target machine where the bind shell is running, and port 8080, which the bind shell is listening. So this is our machine. We'll open netcat on 10, 13, 37, 8080. Cool. And then we should be fine just by hitting this command. Going back to attack box. 10, 78. There we are. There we are. List. Where am I? Right. From our machine, we just connected to a bind shell. Let's see the questions. Answer the questions below. What type of shell opens a specific port on the target for incoming connections from the attacker? Pretty difficult. Bind shell listening below. Which port number requires root access or privileged permissions? The range of ports numbers from 1024 to 49,000 are the registered ports. They are assigned by IANA for a specific service upon application by a requesting entity. I'll try 1024.